would like to address them head on, so I'll
I
give it
have
to you. Go
I
ahead.
have to, yeah. I'm here to admit that I am, in fact, HIV positive.
How long have you known about this? When were you diagnosed?
Roughly 4 years ago.
Have you knowingly, or even perhaps unknowingly, transmitted the HIV virus to someone else since your diagnosis?
Impossible.
Have you had unprotected sex on any occasion since your diagnosis?
Yes, but the two people that I did that with were under the care of my doctor, and they were completely warned ahead of time.
Do you know how you contracted the virus?
Sitting here today, not entirely, no.
Are you expecting, by talking about this, to face a barrage of lawsuits? Because you've also been extremely sexually active in that period of time. Do you expect a lot of lawsuits to be leveled in your direction?
I'm sure that's next, sure.
There have been some media outlets over the last couple of days speculating that Charlie has AIDS.
Charlie does not have AIDS. AIDS is a condition when the HIV virus markedly suppresses the immune system and you're susceptible to rare, difficult cancers and infections. Charlie has none of those. He is healthy. He does not have HIV. He does not have AIDS.
I'm going to ride this wave of support, and you know, if there was one guy on this planet to contract this, that's gonna deliver a cure, it's me.
Yeah, I think
it's me. I mean, seriously.
You want to be that guy. You want to be a messenger. Are you going to now go out there and make this your cause? Is that your intention?
I'm not going to be the poster man for this, but I will not shun away from responsibilities and opportunities that drive me to helping others and you know, delivering a cure.
Do you plan to speak out often about this subject?
I will. Yes, I will. But I will pick my spots carefully and respectfully.
We're back on the AskCherado show. Hit us up on social media at AskCherado. We just viewed that short clip on actor Charlie Sheen discussing his news on being HIV positive.
And his doctor was trying to keep it so above board, but it's as bad if you got a paid up doctor or not. Or maybe it says regular. Whatever.
I mean, no,
he's had it for 4 years
He's had it for
now.
4 years, and it's undetectable in his blood. That's what they're saying. That's what his
that's what they
doctor's
always
saying.
be saying.
I mean, for
that's
rich
real.
people, you
Like,
could do
yes,
that.
Yes, it is. I mean, even not even being rich, if you detect it early, you can still have enough cocktails where it's not detectable. But
True.
I think that's really important to point out the
So
fact
we're giving
that
HIV a pass
when he
now.
first-
Would you
no.
date somebody with HIV?
No, I don't think I'll feel
what-
comfortable with that.
but what
But
if it
I'm
was
not saying
undetectable?
that. I'm not saying that I would feel comfortable with that. I'm saying that in this situation, I think it's interesting to look at his history and the way he's acted over the years, and think about his whole quote unquote rampage years ago. It was like
Yeah,
he was
2011.
wilding out.
He
and
was
I think
winning.
That had to coincide with him realizing he had HIV. And if I was diagnosed with HIV, I'm not perfect. I might wild out for a little bit. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know what I would do.
So check this out. This is what
Not
happened.
making it okay, but I'm just saying that might coincide with
It's a
how we saw
consequence of what he was
all
going
that
through.
behavior
Yes.
that we saw before and after. Probably was directly correlated with him having HIV and knowing that he did.
Well, you know, maybe not. But this is what happens when guys have a lot of money or a lot of access. You have a chick who likes you, and you be like, go get another one. And now you got two chicks at once. Then things get real good in your life. You might have that one night where it's four of them. Now, but you got to have Ferrari money. Like for
You
shit
can't get four in a Ferrari.
No,
though.
I'm saying for this shit to be like regular life.
Somebody
But
has
I'm
to
You
saying-
need to have a web connection. Really.
But I'm saying people. No, I'm saying you just gotta have Wi-Fi. You get
Back
more
page,
time.
Somebody
back
gotta
page.
get an
No, but
Uber.
look,
You
but
can't
what
go
I'm
forth
saying
in a
is-
Ferrari.
A lot of these chicks who jump from dude to dude, who have a lot of who deal with a lot of guys who have a lot of women. They have these multiple. Well, I mean, fuck it, it's an orgy. I was about to say a threesome or foursome. I can't keep up with the number, but whatever. You call it what it is, and motherfuckers aren't. I had to say that. I'm sorry for the babies
It's
out there,
fine.
but.
The babies are watching. I already violated the whole
We're
situation.
trying to keep it clean
I
for the
violated.
babies.
Continue,
I already violated
motherfuckers.
F-word. It's
Yeah,
Motherfuckers.
yes.
You make your point.
Motherfuckers.
Motherfuckers they are not
Motherfucker.
out here putting the rubber in. I mean, putting different rubber on for each chick.
Oh, hell
when
no.
you hitting piece
If
to
an
piece.
orgy pops off, all
right.
rules are out the window.
That's what I'm
Like if
saying.
you're somewhere and an orgy pops off, 99. I mean, I know me. It's never happened to me, but I'm not gonna be like, wait a minute. When's the last time you were tested? And you? No, the sheer magnitude of that many breasts is gonna be like,
Right.
and then I will disrobe.
Not disrobe though.
and
You
so
like
like-
that? You
And
like
his
that?
what I'm
flannel.
saying-
I feel like your flannel will come off
So like,
against the brick wall and be like,
and so in these
I'm a
situations,
dragon, as
but like
Cisco
in these
said.
situations where guys have access. Now, matter of fact, what was this? Halloween. So Halloween, I was at the W, and like,
Skills, yeah.
but it was downstairs, not upstairs, because I didn't buy tickets. But I just came from the Wizards game, and so I'm sitting down there, and then there are 3 chicks down there with cat masks on. So I'm like, all right,
That's a dot costume
Yeah.
on Halloween.
cat thing
Cats.
is banging. And so like, so we're sitting down there chilling, and then they start talking about sex, right? And so this one chick. Now all these are like educated. One of them's a lawyer.
They look like they don't have diseases,
They
right?
don't look like they have diseases.
Okay.
How did you even get them?
They
to,
look
like,
clean.
knowing
Okay, go ahead. Proceed.
They look like their wombs are clean.
their wombs are clean?
So then this one chick started talking about the first time she had a foursome.
Whoa.
With 3 other.
It was 3 chicks and a dude.
That's
Oh,
a
so she was
lot.
one of the 3.
Right.
Okay.
And so I was just like, okay, it was going down.
Yeah.
Orifice to orifice, you know. Knock, knock, who's there?
Orifice to orifice.
Yeah, so like,
Such a bio major.
but I didn't ask her, but I didn't have to ask her. But I know there was no condoms involved in the situation.
How did you know?
Because if there are condoms involved, there'd have to be 3 different ones. You
Yeah.
have to keep changing
Hold up,
them.
bam.
No, it was
Hold
all
up.
girls in one.
No.
But I'm saying he's going from her. Nobody know where she been. Then he going to her.
Oh.
So I'm saying that wasn't going down like that.
Our
but
mindset isn't even right to even.
Yeah, y'all don't have orgy mindsets.
Sorry.
So all
to
I'm saying
adjust.
is that this goes down, and you know, therefore the clean-looking people. Now, this is one dude, and there's 3 chicks. They all weren't dating that guy, so then they went off into their lives.
Absolutely.
And went and kicked it with their man or their new man, or however it goes down, you know. And so people are carrying last night over to today, and then we have to get comfortable with the conversation. I got HIV.
No, we
Will you-
don't
will
have
you
to
still date
become
me?
comfortable with that conversation,
Why not?
though. You know, I don't think that's the premise of the show. Like, let's be comfortable with
Okay,
the
no,
HIV
no, let's be comfortable with the
conversation.
no, we have to be comfortable with
I
having the
think it should
conversation.
be the premise of the show.
No. I think
Sherado.
the premise of the show is to discuss unprotected sex and HIV and how to prevent yourself from getting STDs and HIV.
You know how you prevent yourself? By being comfortable with the conversation. By being able to talk to someone prior to the sexual experience.
I think you're missing the point, Kevin.
Oh, word? I
Yeah,
think you're missing
word.
my point, Sherado.
No, the point is to be able to talk about those things, but it doesn't mean that you should be ready to talk about having it because you're walking into a situation saying, "Oh, perhaps I might just get HIV today because I'm having a foursome," or
Well, no, not
because
like you don't get it though. But like, what if somebody does have it? You have to be ready to accept that conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. I get that part of it. But before you get to that part, there's preventative measures that you can take so you
Absolutely.
can avoid that conversation.
What are they?
Stay out of Baltimore.
Oh no.
No, they have a high rate.
Don't go to college campuses either.
No.
Not with your dick
Not
out.
GW.
Not with your joint out. Dang it,
Apparently,
GW is
that's
where all
what
the
it
money
could
is
have
too. That's
Howard-
I
crazy.
know.
Blue
And
Wall.
we're all the
But
frosted
yeah,
tips.
so look, all right. So in order to normalize this conversation, not even normalize
Well,
the conversation, but in order to
let's start
prevent something-
start at the children. We didn't even really get into
Okay.
that. You know, but how are we as parents, because most of us at the table are parents, having those types of conversation as you have of age children and Urbanista and Grindstone, you have of age children that you would be having those conversations with. How do you make sure that you are open and honest about, you know, here's what's out there and here's what you can do to prevent yourself from being in certain situations?
You know, it's tough. I want my son to get laid. I'm saying.
That's quotable right
Yo,
now.
but like not yet. So I told him, I was like, look, man, you know, because he's tall and popular, but like, you know, he's on the sports, he's on the school, he's pure right now still. Like he wasn't where I was at that age. Like his brain ain't even there. Like in terms of like just the gutter, whatever. And so like,
Wait,
He's not live from the gutter.
he's not doing
no,
what
it's
you was
all
doing.
good right now, you know. But I know that, you know, he's gonna fall in love with some girl, maybe for like, you know, it might be sexual reasons, or maybe it might be for the reasons why we hope all our children fall in love. But I was like, you know, once somebody lets you in, it's gonna be real difficult to snap out of it. That's an easy thing to go in and almost an impossible thing to get out of. So once you start having sex, because some of his friends, whether he knows it or not, but some of his friends are having sex. And one of his friends is like, yeah, you know, me and my old lady.
How do you know?
Man, because he's just an outspoken dude. And you know when a dude got his taste. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I know,
You
because as a teacher, I'd be like, you got some pussy over something.
They act different. They be walking
Yeah.
different.
And so, like, I just told him, you know, you do not need to. I told him, I'm not ready to be a grandparent. All right. That was, you know, so wear a condom. And
Like
da-da-da.
Boys in the
I
Hood.
was real conservative with it.
Yeah, that's too conservative and too vague because we're talking about STDs and how not to get them. You're talking about you don't want to be a grandfather.
He's talking about
how
the
do you
conversation
have-
overall.
No, but that wasn't my question. My question is, how are you preventative in interacting with your children to make sure they don't make those mistakes so they can not have, I have
Right,
HIV
yeah. 'Cause
conversation.
I went to my boy when I first got burnt. Like, I didn't go to a parent.
Right, exactly.
my friend.
Like,
Yeah.
wouldn't you
I was
want
like,
your
dude, what the fuck?
son?
But he didn't tell me, look at it.
But wouldn't you want your son to come to you and be like,
Yeah.
look, okay, I'm about to have sex. You know, like I need to know what I need to do.
I should have been like,
da-da-da-da.
yeah, so now I'm going to tell him. I'm going to be like, you know, dude, what?
Half of
the
all
people-
STDs are in people
People
under the age of 25. Yeah, we said 18 to 25.
Yeah, so I just need to tell him, you know, son, if you don't wear a condom, you're going to wake up one morning pissing razor blades.
Well.
Shiza.
Well, also, I think I had a friend in high school who had a very open line of communication with his parents. Like, he would talk to his parents about the parties that were going on, who was like that there was alcohol, that there was. He wasn't snitching, but he was like trying to understand like what adolescence is and what he's going through. And his parents would talk to him, and he had this girlfriend, and he was like,
tight.
you know, she's gonna stay over at my buddy's house with me this weekend, and I'm thinking about having sex. And his parents
Where y'all live?
took him through an entire conversation. But what the point is, there just needs to be communication about everything. Like if you're living a double life, like a lot of teenagers live a double life. You know what I'm saying? Like they live one life in front of their parents and another life in front of their friends. If you can merge those two,
Yeah.
then you're more likely to have open lines of communication.
but
where
Sounds
parents,
really good.
That's
I've
under
seen
the,
it. What you mean that sounds? I've
That's
seen it.
under the
cuz.
control
That
of the
sounds really-
parent,
Can I
though.
grab the mic?
That was your question.
truly-
You said how.
No, absolutely. I'm agreeing with you, but I'm saying that's under the control of the parent. So in the case of asking the Urbanista and Grindstone, they would have to take control of that situation and allow that to be in an environment where their children would feel comfortable enough to be open enough. That's not on the child at that point.
Well, you know
No,
what?
but you know what?
none
It
of it is
is
on
on
the
the child
child.
too, because the child has to be feeling comfortable enough to be honest. And I think that a lot
Right,
of times,
which
as a
you,
child,
as the parent, are
no,
providing that.
At the end of the day, sometimes children, even still, as much as they want to be honest with you, they don't want to tell you everything. Like, I had a prime example this weekend. I'm not going to actually give all the information on because I just don't feel comfortable with
Give
that.
up the juice.
Nah, I'm not. But at the end of the day, it's like when it comes to my children, I start talking about sex at a very early age because where we live in like the environment, especially with social media and just media in general, it's so much more saturated. Like when I was growing up, it was like, don't watch Rap City. Don't watch Rap City. If you watch Rap City, then it was a problem. Like that's exactly where.
Rap City.
Rap City, that wasn't even
What
that
the
rough.
hell?
In my
Uncut
environment,
now, BET
it was
Uncut,
Rap
that's
City. It was
different.
like Video Soul, Rap City. Don't watch Video Soul. Don't watch. It's like okay, cool. You don't watch that, fine.
Now
There's no
you can't even
conversation.
escape that sort of stuff. Even if you tried. What's happening here? There's like codes and being sent.
Okay. Can you get that mic over here? We have another
Yeah, we have a
guest.
special guest.
Yeah, special
Why don't you
guest.
intro the guest? Tell them who it is.
Pull up.
I mean, you could say words,
Oh.
Grindstone.
Well, straight from the Bay. This is DJ Rod 2K, and you know, he he has some input as well. What we're talking about
You
tonight.
gotta go on that side, right?
No, he's good right here. Just
Is the
come
camera
closer.
catching? And I mean, it is 100% impromptu. But like, what we're talking about tonight is STDs and how we have the open conversation with our partner about STDs and how we avoid them, because we know that the hoes are going to keep hoeing, and we know that life is going to keep going. And what do we do about this?
You see how you talk different?
Holy Charlie Sheen.
Charlie, and
Holy
we're talking
Charlie
about,
Sheen.
Yeah, we're
That's
talking about
what
Charlie
we're talking
Sheen.
about. We just showed an interview of his. Just
Yeah.
Right before you got here.
But I mean, but the truth of the matter is, STDs are all over every city, every rural community. STDs are everywhere, and we're just trying to figure out a way either to get comfortable with the conversation about it, or to never have sex
With
again.
the youngsters?
With
Well,
young
we were talking
generation?
about starting with
What,
your children.
if you don't mind, just from a California boys aspect, what do you describe as young over here? Like, I'm just saying,
Do you
'cause,
have
like,
children?
like 11, 12?
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, because
Yeah.
like in Cali, that's like you could tell just by going through the mall, like those girls are young and they're definitely sexually promiscuous. There's no question about it. You know what I'm saying? And like, if you're not having that conversation with them, you're obviously probably gonna steer them in the wrong path to where they talk about their friends. And then their friends, if their friends are sexually active and they probably don't really care about what's going on, I mean, me personally, it just, you got to have that talk with them young.
young.
Well, that's the thing from me as a mother of a daughter that's 15 now. Like
That's
when
old.
she was 7, I would sit down and like, oh, we're gonna watch at that time 106 in Park. What do you think about what you're watching right now? How do you feel about that? Is that what you like? Is that cool? Like, what do you think about those whole images, everything?
Was that like in the Nelly era?
That was
06?
yeah, that was like around.
See, I think,
08.
and having those same types of conversation with my stepdaughter, I think that's important, but that's only half the battle.
How should you
Yeah,
attack?
I mean,
How
that's
should
definitely
you grab
not
the bull?
the
by
whole
the
battle,
horns?
but that's part
I
of
think
it.
honestly, like, I'm still going back to an environment where you feel comfortable enough to engage with the parent on that level.
Right.
Like, if you don't feel comfortable enough, if you feel too fearful, because there's a fine line, you should feel a little bit of fear, but if you feel too fearful, then you're not going to want to have those conversations with your mother or father.
Was there an adult that you felt comfortable going to about that?
I felt comfortable talking to my mom. As conservative as my mom is, which she is, I felt comfortable enough talking to her about those things because she never kind of, pushed her face up about certain things. Like, even no matter how crazy the conversation or crazy the question was, she would engage. She might have been dying inside when I was asking her questions, but I felt comfortable enough to have those conversations and not be like, oh God, I can't talk to her about that
What did
because
she do
she's
to make
going to
you feel
judge me. She listened. I never felt like she was judging me, which is a really
Well,
big
those
deal.
are conversations that you had with her. It wasn't a conversation that she approached you about, or yes or no?
Well, she would ask me questions about stuff, but I think for me personally, I would ask questions or pose hypotheticals or whatever. Maybe that's part of my personality, but in any event, it felt comfortable enough in that environment to have those types of conversations where I didn't feel like I was going to be judged or put in a certain box or whatever, that I know a lot of my friends didn't feel that way. They were very scared about what their parents were going to think or what they were going to do if they said this or said that, which would be preventative in being able to have those types of conversations.
Now, one of my most functional friendship situations when it came to the parent sex thing, it was my boy, like the one I said, like, man, she burnt me. What the hell is this? Because he was the first one getting.
Damn it! I can't believe that this is like you
You-
say. Every man has
It's-
been burnt.
yeah,
Every man has
yeah,
been-
yeah,
wait,
yeah.
can-
At
That's
least
crazy to
once.
me.
Every man's been
You been
burnt.
burnt before?
I hope we're talking about the same type of burning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just saying.
Yeah, so like, I went to him, he was like, oh yeah, that's that, man, go there, ask for that, whatever. And now, and like back then, I don't know, well now.
Was
'cause
it a drink?
I just had a,
Was it like a little thing you drank?
No. I
it's
mean,
not.
I
it
don't
was a joint
remember.
where they damn near
It's
stick
been so
Antibiotics.
long,
the
yeah.
coat hanger
Antibiotics.
up
There
your
was-
dick and scrub it out.
What the hell?
But like now you can just pee in a cup and they can tell you everything is popping.
Really?
Yeah, they used to
Yeah.
have to put a
I
thing
thought
in
it
your
was a
joint. I
Q-tip.
had that. I had that
Q-tip.
once.
It was a
Everybody
Q-tip,
Q-tip.
but the
I had
joint
that
was
once in
so
05.
stiff and-
That shit was.
My
It was
brother told me
terrible.
about that. I'm sorry.
But
Don't
no,
out
but
me on it.
but let me
My
tell you,
brother told
thinking
me about
about
the
it,
Q-tip
dog.
Yeah, no,
experience.
that joint is all bad. But like,
Jeez Louise.
but his dad bought him, and like we were like, he might have been like 16. No. He might have been like 15. Man, he might have been 14. But whatever, his dad took him out to a steak dinner, bought him a drink.
And a hooker?
When he told him he lost his virginity
To who?
to this girl.
Who cares?
Yeah,
I'm
right.
just curious. Like,
Son
oh,
lost
You
his
guys are the only one who
virginity.
cares
Son
about
lost
who you
his
lose your virginity to.
Dad took him out. And we were like, dang, that's crazy that you told your peoples,
Oh,
that you got something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, but
But that starts the foundation of the
and
relationship
so like
where
he
they
had
can.
an extremely healthy relationship with his people talking about it when everybody else was sneaking around hiding and lying.
Mm-hmm.
And so like there's gonna be an uncomfortable moment as a parent, but you gotta embrace it like you that homie, kind of like when you know they're in it.
But it's only uncomfortable if you let it be uncomfortable.
Oh, I
at the
think
end
this
of the
is
day.
all real cute, but I think it's very different when you have a son or a daughter.
No, you're right.
And I think that the way that it happens and the approach that it happens in which is different. Like, I'm sorry, you're a father to a son. You're a mother to a stepdaughter and a stepson who are older and a son. You haven't had children yet.
Correct.
But please have a conversation with me when you have a teenage daughter. Because
not
that
gonna have one of
thing
those.
is, you're not gonna have one of those. Are you so sure?
I'm saying.
I don't.
You might
I don't
have one
think you
already.
It's just. It depends. I think it's so sensitive and it's so real.
But you
when,
gotta have that conversation though, right?
Oh no, the conversation happens. But at the end of the day, just like you put things into your son, and I feel like as a father to a son, you will allow certain things that maybe he didn't learn or he didn't get the way that you want him to get slip a little bit. Like, all right, but you got it. You got it.
Yeah, it's not
when
the
it comes
same
to
for
a
girls.
daughter, having a daughter, it's like, oh fuck no.
It's all good. We
Oh,
on the
hell
internet.
no.
We on the internet.
Hell no. We have to have a conversation. Like, we have to have a real conversation. That's real life as far as
But
survival.
maybe, Urbanisa, maybe, just maybe, that's where the double standard starts. Maybe
It definitely starts there.
if you spoke to her like she was a son and you said, okay, you getting some, and it was celebrated, maybe she would feel differently.
That's our
maybe
reality,
the double
though, 'cause
standard
she's
wouldn't.
not gonna be treated the way that a boy is gonna be treated. To having that same mindset when she's in high school.
A mindset is a mindset,
She's not gonna
though.
be treated. No. It's reality. Because she's not going to be treated
There's
that
so
way.
many factors though, because
not gonna be respected that way.
personalities are so factored in all of this, because the way your daughter is going to be different than the way my daughter is, and their reaction to things and their fear of things and so forth.
I don't think it has to do with individuals. I think it has to do with the situation in which girls grow up in. And
All right, so wait, can we
Well,
make
which is individual. I mean, we're all affected by
I
the
don't agree.
situation. Oh,
but
absolutely.
look, can we make
I don't
getting
agree.
can we make getting tested cool? Could that
Yeah.
could that happen?
yes, get
Knowing your
tested.
Well, I think
status
it's
is
cooler
dope.
now than it used to be.
It
Is
should
it-
be like, go to
It still
CVS.
seems
If
kinda
you're not
taboo,
sure,
though.
go to CVS.
Oh yeah, you can get
It's
you get an
not-
at-home test too at CVS. Also
It's not
at-home
as
drug
taboo
test
as
for
it
y'all
was
on probation.
5 years ago or 10 years
Ooh.
ago.
Okay.